Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Luca Motel and I'm a traditional artist based in Wisconsin, USA. And today we're doing MerMay Day 28, which is an OC of mine, which means original character. And to start off, I'm doing the background with a Emily Grace handmade watercolor. It was like a orangey, reddish, purple, blue granulating watercolor. And I did this because my OC's favorite color is orange, but I guess this isn't very orange. So maybe I should use a different color. But whatever, it still looks cool. So my original character's name is Cecil, and he's a mimic who has a human form. And he's for a tabletop game I'm playing with my partner. And here I've included some recent stuff I've done in my sketchbook of him. He's supposed to be a knight, but I liked his humanoid form so much that I just usually paint or draw him in his human form. But here's him in some armor and just vibing. And then here's one with him and his Pokemon team that I picked. So like Pokemon that transform or are tricksters, or one that's literally a mimic. And Honedge because he uses a greatsword. So yeah, that's what he looks like when he's not a mermaid. And now back to the piece. So now I'm masking off some areas like the eyes and scars on his tail, because his tail is going to be black. I wanted the scars to be masked off so I didn't have to paint them around the black, and it would have just been a nightmare. So yeah, he has scars all around his, which side is it? I think his right side. I'm really bad with sides. They're burn scars because he had an incident when he was a child in his human form. I'm not really going to go into any more details than that because it's the whole thing. But yeah, he has scars across his whole body. He also has really long dark hair that he likes to use to like transform into like spikes and stuff to do attacks. And he's very pale. He based his appearance off of like knights and fantasy books that he read because he really likes reading books. He was adopted by a traveling adventurer named Duncan, and you found him when he was just a little baby mimic chest, so like a tiny little chest that had little legs and scooted behind him, and just grabbed him, took him with him. And then he taught him how to read, and then he started transforming into more of a humanoid form and eventually made his own human form. And yeah, that's basically the story about Cecil, the backstory. I'm just painting in the skin and the shading on the skin right now, and now I'm doing the hair with a base of indigo. He does have black hair, but I like painting black hair with indigo first to make it not too dark when I put the black individual strands in. And I'm painting the fins the same color to stand out from the black tail. Although I will go over them with a little black later because I thought they were too light. Now I'm adding some basic shading to the hair before I do the strands. So, mimics are like my favorite monster aside from Dragon Quest slimes. Are you like a fantasy nerd? Do you play tabletop games? If so, what's your favorite monster type? If you have one. I know a lot of people don't really like monsters, they like characters, but I'm a sucker for a monster. Especially taking a monster and making it like a hero or something. Like juxtaposing what it's supposed to be. I don't like hard, rigid rules that a lot of tabletop games have, like D&D won't let you play a mimic, so I'm not playing him in D&D. My partner made their own tabletop, like, rule book, and we're playing their game. It's called Rats, which is role-playing above tactics. And it's about, you know, role-playing more than crunching numbers and fighting and whatnot. Because D&D is really combat heavy as opposed to like role-playing heavy nowadays, which kind of sucks. But it can be fun depending on who you are. Oh, now I'm just painting in the tail with black. And I'm going to do this twice because I didn't think it was dark enough the first time. Now I'm going over the fins again, like I mentioned earlier. They were way too light compared to the tail, and they blended with the hair too much. Now I'm removing all the masking fluid, and then I'm going to start painting in all the scars, which is kind of a long, tedious process, but it's part of his character, so I'm not going to just ignore it. And here I am starting the scars. So it's only on one side of his body, but it's along the whole side, top to bottom. Now, I don't really know how it works that a mermaid would have burn scars, but mermaids aren't always in the water, so it's possible. Or maybe this is just him in a mermaid form, like he can change forms because he's a mimic. I don't know. I didn't really think of a story for it. It's just a one-off piece. So you get to decide again what the story is here. Even if I told you what the story was, like, you'd probably still make a story up in your head anyways. It's kind of what we do as humans. But it would give you a jumping off point at least. I do think I probably should have added more shading on the skin. I do add a little bit later, but I think with the scars it doesn't look, I don't know, 3D enough. But it's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. I still think he looks cool. Now, these aren't super accurate burn scars, but I do use references for burn scars. Like, they're not just, well, it depends on the type of burn. I wanted to give him the, like, stringier burn scars instead of, like, one big blob type scar. Now I'm just adding some outlines around like the eyes, the nose and the lips, and nails. And then highlights. And that brings the whole piece together. I added some scales, but I didn't add it over the scars because I didn't actually know how scarring on top of scales would work. I could have looked it up, but I didn't. Oh well. So yeah, I just added some highlight scales where the burns aren't. And that brings me to the end of this piece. So I hope you enjoyed the story about my OC. I hope you tell me about any you have if you like playing games. And I hope you have a great day. I also hope to see you around again. See ya. Bye-bye.